Good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Pascarella, an anchor here at NBC4 New York, joining you from our studios here at 30 Rock. Welcome to Jericho Project's virtual gala, an evening of inspiration and hope. We are here together because Jericho Project is a very special organization that has advocated for families, veterans, young LGBTQ adults, and other vulnerable New Yorkers for the past 38 years. It's an extraordinary accomplishment due in great part to the woman we are honoring tonight. She has led Jericho Project to create homes and change lives for thousands, while also creating a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion where everyone can thrive. Tonight, Jericho Project celebrates Tori Lyon's 25 years of leadership. For those of you who are not familiar with Jericho, I'd like to take a moment to set the stage for you. Jericho enables formerly homeless individuals and families to achieve fulfilling lives. They do so with the stability and dignity of housing, along with the resources for employment, mental health, and wellness. Jericho's reach is extensive. 8 supportive housing residences, including 3 built specifically for veterans, and supportive apartments, including a brand new program for families. But as you will learn tonight, Jericho is more than numbers. It's about empathy. You'll meet some of the dedicated professionals who've kept Jericho's residents safe and its mission strong. And now it is my pleasure to introduce an individual who brings his own award-winning skills in technology, media, and communications to the Jericho board. As one of the youngest MPA graduates at Columbia School of International and Public Affairs with numerous fellowships and majors, he also achieved one of its highest honors, the 2020 Campbell Award. He is now at Facebook Inc. working on integrity operations and a voice of advocacy for communities of color. Please welcome Jericho board member Peter Zhang.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Natalie. I am Pete Zhang, and I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. It has been an extraordinary year, and as one of the newer members of the board, I want to tell you what it means to me to be part of the Jericho Project. My parents came to the United States from China without money, family, English fluency, or even an education after 3rd grade. They worked in hard manual jobs in the restaurant industry, and growing up, we could only afford to live in other families' homes or rundown apartments. Starting over in the US was a constant uphill battle full of struggle and tremendous sacrifice, but they did so to give me an opportunity to receive an education and maximize my potential in life. From my own upbringing, I know firsthand the systemic challenges one faces in trying to thrive when resources are lacking. And as a queer person of color, I also know about the roadblocks facing many of our Jericho clients. It is something I think about every day, and it motivates me to help others reach their potential. So many young LGBTQ adults do not have family support. They do not have a home, let alone access to the skills and resources to jumpstart their careers. And on a broader level, the pandemic has laid bare the tremendous inequities amongst all New Yorkers in housing, employment, mental health, and wellness. These are the issues that Jericho Project has tackled successfully for 38 years. In Jericho, we are a proven force for change. Jericho has turned people's lives around again and again, and that's because Tori Lyon and her team takes a very strategic approach, offering clients the safety of housing, the confidence of employment services, and the compassion of mental health and wellness. It is a cost-effective approach, $15,000 per person annually, compared to $32,000 for a single shelter or even $50,000 for a family shelter. But more than that, it is a step to a better future. I don't forget that I am a byproduct of hard work and compassion, and that is also why I believe in the cycle of compassion. So, won't you join me? Take a look at the difference your donation can make today, helping a family obtain stable, permanent housing, furnishings for a young adult's first home, or helping a person transition to housing, healthcare education on critical issues like diabetes, stress reduction, and proper nutrition, new clothes for veterans' job interview, or even back-to-school supplies for a child. This is the down payment in a cycle of compassion. So, Here's how you can help by texting GALA21 to 44321. That is GALA21 to 44321. Or donating online at www.jerichoproject.org. Click Support Us and then click Donate Online. On behalf of the entire Jericho Project family, thank you for your generosity. So let us celebrate now. Next up, a Bengali American stand-up comedian and actor based in New York City. He was just featured on the 2020 season of America's Got Talent. He was one of the new faces at Just for Laughs in Montreal, played at the world-famous Comedy Cellar in New York City, did his stand-up TV debut on Bet's 50th Central, and since then has been featured on Showtime's Jesus and Moreau, MTV's News, and Bravo's Cash Cab. Please welcome Usama Siddiqui.
What's up, man? How you doing? Thank you, Peter. Peter, you're like the nicest guy I've never met in my life. Your energy is unbelievable. Just hearing you intro, just like, could you just send that to my mom, maybe? Have her be happy for 1 second? Oh yeah, Usama Siddiqui, stand-up comedian. Yeah, there we go. I read up on Jericho. Y'all, I mean, this organization really does help. Y'all are actually a beautiful, organization that really does a lot of things for a lot of people. My parents also came from Bangladesh, and it was, they came, hard scrabble living, and I respect and love everything they've ever done in terms of coming over here. But I'll be honest, there is some stuff where it's like, really, Dad, is that true? My dad, how much money they didn't have in their pocket when they came to this country. My dad, the way they exaggerate, my dad's always like, Usama, when I come to this country, only $5 in the pocket. I'm like, how did you leave the airport? All right, Terminal B to Terminal E is a $10 cab ride. Huh? And I'll be honest, I love my dad, but it just, the money gets smaller every year. 1 year it's $5. Next year, Usama, in my pocket, only 50 cents. That's it. And the next year, Usama, in my pocket, only a piece of paper that said 0 on it. And you know what? I sell that piece of paper and I start my own business. Get up. So I love them, but there is some embellishment on some of these stories. I'll just say that right now. But what's up, man? I'm a comedian. My name is Usama. No relation to the guy. My mom was terrified after 9/11. She was like, Usama, do you want to change your name to something a little less Muslim? And I swear to God, she said, how about Hussein? Yeah, very, very lateral move, Mom. All right. Hussein, I was thinking more Gregory, Brian, Peter. I'll take a Peter, honestly. I don't know, man. It was just a crazy life. But we did do our 23andMe. We did do the DNA testing, and 100% white. Happy to be part of the team. Just kidding. I will say this: white dudes do get goofy with 23andMe a little bit. One of my white friends got back 3% Iranian. Next day, he bought a hookah lounge. Okay, this is the whitest dude from Connecticut. Now he's like, hello, my friend. I'm like, bro, your name's Dylan. He's like, it's pronounced Dylan. Okay. And this is my wife, Jennifer. Please, brother, sit down, have some hummus. I'm like, bro, you're white. That's mayonnaise. Okay. That is Hellman's hummus, my guy. I don't know. I'm a brown guy. And I feel like we're coming up. Brown people were coming up. People are with us romantically now in the mainstream culture. We're coming up as all the races are coming up. Here's the problem with brown people in the media that are seen as like sex symbols or romantic leads. Still very white sounding names. Dev, Zane. Won't be any real progress until the hot white cheerleaders like, you know who I want to be with? Devakanna Kunna Kutti. That I just want to go behind the bleachers and make out with Balasubramanian. That is progress. That's progress. Making out with a brown dude named Joe, nobody cares. Making out with a brown dude whose name is Usama? That's a whole different level. That's all I'm saying. And I'm sorry, of course, white people, sorry. I'm not trying to hate on white people. It's all love here. It's all class-based. It's all love between people. I think minority comics, we love doing white people jokes. Here's some new white people stuff, though, that y'all don't even know y'all do yet. White people love putting their parents in nursing homes. Feel the truth. Feel the truth bubbling. Have y'all been to a nursing home recently? All the minorities are like 95, 96. The white people are like 52. Okay? Hanging out, doing push-ups. If you're in a nursing home and you can do more than one push-up, your family hates you, kind of. Here's the thing, minorities, we put our parents in nursing homes once their spines have dissolved. White dads cough twice. Their sons are like, all right, let's pack it up. Right? You had a good run, Hubert, but it's over. I'm trying to be famous. That's the thing, I'm trying, that's the thing. You got to make sure that everyone's happy is the issue. I'm trying to be on TikTok. TikTok is brutal. TikTok, I don't know if y'all have kids that are on TikTok or y'all on TikTok yourselves. It is the new social media now that's post Instagram, and it's different than Instagram. Instagram comments are very much like, hey man, keep hustling, keep working hard. TikTok comments are, I'm 12 years old and I wish you were dead. These kids are brutal online. They are brutal online. Worst comment I ever got in my life was me putting up a video of me doing stand-up. This kid just wrote, terrorist, but also annoying. Y'all feel that, right? Terrorist, but also annoying. That means the fact that I blow people up is not the worst thing about me. Okay, these kids are dangerous, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And with the name Osama, it's not easy. I still get into situations for the name. Still, I was at this is a true story. I was at JFK Airport a couple weeks ago, and I was in line, and a friend I had not seen in years sees me from across the airport, screams my name in the airport, straight up, just like, "Oh my God, it's Osama!" Is there a worse thing you can scream in an airport? Then he makes it worse. He's like, "Oh my God, I thought you were dead." Dude, I haven't seen you since September. Where have you been hiding? I'm freaking out. Every TSA officer looking at me with that face that says Guantanamo Bay. I'm like, all right, let me diffuse situation. Let me show my friend I recognize him. So I gave my friend one of these, but this looks less like an I know you and more like the plan is a go. Right? He was like, Osama. I was like, commence operation. Right? It was just crazy. I don't know. Trying to survive out here in these streets. I was actually playing Clue the other day. It's a board game from back in the day. I don't know if y'all played it. I was playing Clue again, and I realized, looking at it from old eyes, how hilarious it is. Because Clue, if you played it, it's like the murderer was super rich, and then you got to the place they murdered in, and that was super rich. Then they had a weapon that was not at all. So it would be like, Lord Bucks Aplenty murdered Janice in the conservatory with a blowtorch. It's like, what? I want to make a game of Clue that's the exact opposite. It's a bunch of white trash in a white trash place, murdering with very, very rich methods. Like Cletus murdered Earl in a trailer park by outsourcing his job to AI. Boom. Think about that for a second. I don't know, man. Being brown is a whole thing. My mom, class, just an old school mom, still spanks me to this day. Like here's the thing. I love her, but she's crazy. She's just a crazy woman. One time, all I did was leave my socks on the floor. She was like, Ayusama, don't leave your socks on the floor. I never should have had you. That's a crazy woman. That's crazy. My mom My mom is just intense. I mean, you know, they're all older. They're immigrants. They have a little bit of a different view of the world. You know, like I'm like Peter talked about LGBTQ. I think we need to tell our parents more about how to accept them more and more, because most immigrants, they're not really about them. It's not okay. When I first moved to New York, I had an old black dude roommate, and they're the funniest with their homophobia, because when they want to call someone gay, they'll say everything besides the word gay. They'll be like, "Your friend Jimmy, you're a little loose in the shoes." It's like, what? What? And they're like, "Yeah, your friend plays tambourine." Sir, are you saying he's gay? I ain't saying anything. But the boy do jumping jacks. Okay, I'm like, just let's open our hearts more. Can we do that? My dad's even worse. My dad won't even say words. He'll be like, "Your friend's a little." I'm like, what is this, Dad? Dad, do you think that homosexuality is Parkinson's? Dad? Anyway, listen, that's my time, guys. Y'all been so great. Thank y'all so much. Stay safe, y'all. Y'all doing a beautiful thing. Let's bring back Peter up here. Thank y'all so much. Have a great night, guys.
That's great. Thank you. As we celebrate Jericho Project, we have many organizations, partners, and friends to thank for bringing us together. Major supporters include Gibson, Dunn, and Crutcher LLP, Cravath, Swain, and Moore, Anastasia Vornas, Board President Mimi and Michael Boblick, past Board President Mark Kopinski, Simon Bound, Kristen and Michael Reed Family Foundation, Richmond Housing Resources LLC, Hershen, Singer, and Epstein, and the Signature B&B companies. We would also like to thank Bright Power, Mega Contracting Group, Geltrude and Company LLC, Drake Anderson, Mr. Colin Campbell, and Artec Construction and Development Corp. Among many supporters, we thank you. Now, at the heart of Jericho Project are its people. Over 200 of the most dedicated and hardworking individuals you will ever meet. And there has never been a year when they have been so essential to the safety and the well-being of the Jericho community. So who are they? Social workers, career counselors, and caseworkers who bring their training and expertise to really listen and guide their clients to reach their hopes and their dreams. They're peer mentors who know what it's like to hit a bump in the road. And the buildings, janitorial, and operations staff who keep nearly 800 housing units and offices running. What binds them all together is Jericho's culture of empathy and excellence. And that is why Jericho continues to grow, serving more individuals, veterans, families, and young adults with compassion and hope. Let's hear a few of their stories.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Cruz, and I'm Senior Operations Building Manager. I love operations. I love to be engaged in the housing process of when tenants are coming in from the shelter system and from just various walks of life. Getting housed, right? Getting stable, permanent housing. That's always a great feeling. And it's always a great joy to see folks being housed somewhere where they finally have a stable place to live at. And giving them the key and just furnishing their apartment is a great experience just to be part of that.
My name is Jose Antonio Rivera, better known as Tony. What I do here at Jericho Project is I'm currently a career advisor at Kingsbridge Terrace. Prior to coming to Kingsbridge, I retired from the Air Force Reserve, from the Air Force active duty as a Master Sergeant with 34 years in military service. I actually was hired by Jericho Project to come in as a peer mentor, but when they saw my background and my experience, they had asked me if I could put together the Veterans Employment Program for them, which is what I did. From 2013 to 2017, I put in place a program to help veterans with employment to build their lives. And it's a thriving program. It's actually expanded with a few JVEPs, a few employment specialists. So I'm really, really proud of that legacy. While I was in the military, I underwent a lot of surgeries. So when I left the military, not only did I retire from it, but I'm also a disabled veteran. What's great about that is that it allows me to actually see firsthand what our veterans go through and the understanding of what it takes to basically rebuild their lives and move forward. So it actually allows them to see me as someone who understands their plight.
And my name is Pat Wheel. I'm a U.S. Army Vietnam veteran. So like I've said, this place for veterans, which I think is great. You know, that they just really do everything they can to help you. So no matter where we come from or what our background is or who we are, we all have that one common bond, so we're like a family.
I'm Tori Rivers and I'm the veteran mentor here. I'm in charge of creating workshops, groups, and keeping the individuals here kind of tapped into the community, providing them a safe space to just express themselves without judgment. My favorite part of the Walton House are the veterans. The veterans are pretty cool. The individuals that I service, they make it so rewarding coming to work. Seeing the progress, seeing how the impact you make in their lives. It's like, I'm doing a good job, I'm here for a reason. It's not just for a paycheck, you know?
One of the things that I really enjoy here in Kingsbridge is that I try my best to help the veterans out in navigating systems, for resources to build their lives.
First got here, I mean, I'm 73 years old. I'm retired, you know, and when I first got here, my case manager, we had our first meeting together, and she said, so what are your goals? And then something occurred to me, and I said, you know, well, ever since I've been a kid, I've always wanted to be a writer. She looks right at me and she says, well, you know, we have a veterans writers workshop here. In fact, it starts next week. Why don't you join? And I did. And since that time, I've written 4 stories. It's a dream come true, you know, that, you know, for 73 years, I've talked about being a writer. And when I got here, I'm a writer.
I enjoy, the part that I enjoy about working with Jericho is that we house individuals who were formerly homeless, and seeing them get their apartment and having stable housing, permanent stable housing, brings great joy.
What an amazing group of people. Well, 25 years ago, an upstart musical gave voice to the spirit of artists and dreamers living on their own terms. This updated version of La Boheme captured the heart of a generation and poignantly conveyed what it means to be human in the face of illness and poverty. Next up, we will hear from a recorded singer, TV actor, and Broadway artist seen in Aladdin, and next appearing as Andrew Morton in Diana the Musical. Please welcome Nathan Lucrezio, who will perform music from Rent.
Hello Jericho Project, my name is Nathan Lucrezio and I am a Sing for Hope artist and Broadway performer. I have been in shows such as Cinderella, Aladdin, and the upcoming production of Diana. This past year, I have had the amazing opportunity to work for the Sing for Hope organization. Their dedication to keeping the arts alive and affecting change is invaluable, much like the Jericho Project, which inspires to transform those who need assistance and end homelessness at its core, by encouraging men and women to reach their potential, support personal independence, and create individual change. It's inspiring, and I am so honored to present this video celebrating your 25th anniversary. I'll be performing a medley of songs from the hit musical Rent, which just had its 25th anniversary as well. So without further ado, sing along if you know the lyrics.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, and laughter, in strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measure love. Seasons of love. seasons of love. One song, he had the world at his feet. Glory in the eyes of a young girl. A young girl. Find glory beyond the cheap colored lights. One song before the sun sets. Glory on another empty life. Time flies, time dies. Glory, one place of glory, one place of glory, glory. How do you write a song when the chords sound wrong, but they once sounded right and rare? When the notes are sour, where is the power you once had to ignite the air? We're hungry and frozen, some life that we've chosen. How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay last year's rent? Tiger in a cage can never see the sun. This even needs a stage. Baby, let's have fun. You are the one I choose. Folks would kill to fill your shoes. You love the limelight too now, baby. So be mine and don't waste my time crying. Oh, honey bear, are you still my baby? Stand up for what I am. Who I was meant to be. And if you even care, take me, baby, or leave me. I think they meant it when they said you can't buy love. Now I know you can rent it. A new lease, you are my love. On life, oh my life. Oh, lover, I'll cover you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, lover, I'll cover you. There's only us. There's only this. Forget, regret, or life is yours to miss. No other road, no other way, no day but today. Will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? Will I wake tomorrow from this nightmare? There's only now, there's only here. Give in to love or live in fear. No other path, no other way, no day but today. No day but today. 525,600 minutes. No day but today.
That was so moving. Well, 25 years. That is the time span in which Tori Lyon, CEO of Jericho Project, has been listening, learning, and innovating about ways to end homelessness. Under her leadership, Jericho has expanded the number of people served from 250 to 2,900 every year. Throughout her career, she has championed so many individuals in achieving their hopes and dreams. The woman who overcame addiction and an abusive relationship to become a paralegal. The young homeless mother who went to college, then graduate school, and reunited with her family. The LGBTQ man who slept on the streets as a teenager but is now employed and getting mental health support. The list is long. Tori Lyon, she was ahead of her time in seeing the need to restore dignity to veterans, in keeping families out of shelters, and in tackling the tragedy of young people left homeless because of who they love. Jericho Project partners with city and state organizations to fund its supportive housing, residences, and amazing services. Our elected officials are advocates for everyone in the Jericho community. Let's hear about the spirit of Jericho.
Greetings, I'm Congressman Adriano Espaillat, joining you today to recognize Tori Lyon's 25 years of extraordinary leadership and commitment to the Jericho Project and efforts to help address the needs of all New Yorkers. As we continue to face a global pandemic and address the economic hardships that many residents and families continue to face, the Jericho Project has been a critical piece along the road to recovery and has served nearly 3,000 individuals. Thank you for your dedication and ongoing work to keep our community strong.
Hello, everyone. This is State Senator Gustavo Rivera from the 33rd District in the Bronx. First of all, I want to congratulate Tori Lyon for her 25 years of leadership. The Walton House is a great example of the work that you folks do, and that is in my district. The reality is that our city and the Bronx need organizations like the Jericho Project and need facilities like the Walton House to make sure that we can serve our most vulnerable. So I congratulate you on your gala today, and I look forward to continuing to work with you to make sure that we house folks, that we protect the most vulnerable, and that we continue to serve New Yorkers.
Good evening. My name is James Hendon. I serve as Commissioner of the New York City Department of Veteran Services, or DVS. DVS serves the 210,000 service members, past and present, in addition to their caregivers, survivors, and families who reside in the 5 boroughs. I'm pleased to be here speaking about the Jericho Project, which has provided housing, healing, and hope to individuals, families, members of the LGBTQ community, veterans, and countless others for nearly 4 decades. Your work helping vulnerable veterans, especially during the pandemic, has been awe-inspiring. Each year, you assist approximately 700 veterans, supporting them with housing and other vital services, affording them the dignity that they deserve for serving and sacrificing on behalf of our country. Behind this is Tori Lyon, Jericho's Chief Executive Officer. Tori was a visionary in that 15 years ago, she saw the need for veterans returning home to have housing. Many others saw this need and did nothing. Tori rolled up her sleeves, inspiring and motivating several people, stakeholders, and sympathizers in order to make her dream a reality. She understood that a home, employment, mental health, and wellness are all necessary ingredients for a successful transition to civilian life. I'd like to give Tori a shout out for her 25 years of leadership with the Jericho Project. For a quarter century, she has fought tooth and nail to make New York City fairer and more equitable for all of us. Congratulations, Tori, and thank you on behalf of the veteran community and all New Yorkers.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Critchlow, former Vice Chairman, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. I was honored to serve on the Veterans Advisory Board when Jericho Project created the very first fully supportive housing program for homeless veterans in New York City. As a Vietnam combat veteran who'd suffered alcoholism and PTSD, the vision captivated me. And so did the person articulating it, Tori Lyon. Tori knew the Jericho model could make a difference for this population as it had others. She was a powerful advocate, well-organized, persuasive, a great leader, able to bring people together to make it all happen. Anyone who sat across the table from Tori and felt the laser focus of those blue eyes knows you'll do anything she's asking. Inspirational, that's the word that comes to my mind. And when I came to Fordham Village and met the men and women Jericho was helping, I saw hope in their eyes. Hope, that's what Tori and her team bring to thousands of marginalized people across the spectrum of need. So Tori, congratulations. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished in 25 years. Jericho, New York City, the people you serve, those of us who've gotten to work with you, we're all better off for having been touched by your heart. Thank you, Tori.
I'm very fond of Tori. I have lots of gratitude for working under her leadership. I've grown tremendously since I started here 17 years ago. So when I think of Tori, I think of someone who supports someone coming into the agency at a counseling level. And now she's seen me grow into a senior role.
I think that for a CEO to actually speak to her employees on a weekly or daily basis and actually receive the feedback that they give is awesome. You know, she's very proficient and she's a master of what she does, but she also says, like, I don't know everything, so teach me something. So that's pretty cool.
She's someone that deserves loyalty. She's one that deserves understanding and compassion because she gives it.
She's awesome. I mean, she exudes empathy. Just by speaking to her, you know she cares. She cares about her employees. She cares about the Jericho mission to end homelessness.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mimi Boblik, and I'm president of the Jericho Board of Directors. And I'm honored to speak to you now at this important part of the program. I've been involved with Jericho for over 30 years. And as a longtime member of the board, I've been part of its strategic plans and have been so proud to see how this organization has grown. And at the very core of Jericho's growth is the woman we are honoring tonight. I cannot express how lucky we are to have her as our CEO, a person bringing equal parts skill and passion to the organization. With her Wharton background, she has steered Jericho toward fiscal responsibility, and you've heard tonight about Jericho's cost efficiencies. But she also has the credibility and vision to engage city, state, and private funders in her bold ambitions. She has led outstanding teams in building award-winning residences that show what successful supportive housing looks like. And she's changed how we think about homelessness and what we as a city and a nation can do to end it at its roots. In this year like no other, I've seen her passion and leadership shine through. When clients and staff were reeling from the pandemic and the racial justice issues facing our city and country, she earned their trust by keeping them safe. She inspired round-the-clock devotion to our clients' physical and mental health in an isolating and stressful time. She engaged the entire staff in designing a diversity, equity, and inclusion program to make sure everyone has a voice. And together, we are reimagining how our organization can live up to our values and our promises in every community we touch. And after all these years, I still see her get emotional when talking about the impact Jericho has on the lives of those we serve. She truly cares so deeply. So it's with great affection and gratitude that I present this award to you, our humble hero and leader, Tori Lyon.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Mimi. This is really overwhelming. I'm so honored and humbled right now. Thank you. I want to thank Daniel Preston, our Director of Development, and his team who put together this amazing event. A lot of this was a surprise to me, and I'm so just so happy. And I just want to tell you, you know, about what Jericho means to me, you know, kind of from my heart. And, you know, I'm not someone who craves the spotlight, as a lot of you know. But at this event this evening and the presence of all of you, it's really making it a very special moment for me. I want to thank my husband, Gabriel, who's been with me for 21 of those 25 years, as well as my children, Leo and Beatrice. They've always been so supportive of my work at Jericho. I also want to thank my dad, brothers, brother-in-law, and numerous friends who are all tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for being here and for the incredible love you show me. Tonight, I also want to thank and honor all of you, excuse me, who have joined us, new friends, longtime supporters, valued colleagues. And so I want to bring you a little bit into my heart and share with you what Jericho means to me and how it inspires me every day. Jericho's been with me throughout the arc of my life, being mentored by Jericho's remarkable executive director, Gene Estes, building my own family, and living in New York through some of the city's best and hardest times over the last 25 years. I've always drawn my inspiration first from the incredible people we serve. It's why I love my job, and it accounts for my longevity here. Excuse me. I lost my place, I'm sorry. Our clients have faced homelessness, mental illness diagnoses, substance use disorders, trauma, and systemic racism. They've been let down by numerous institutions their whole lives. But despite these challenges, they consistently demonstrate resiliency, determination, and joy. In fact, if you go to one of Jericho's residences, the first sound you are likely to hear is laughter. About 15 years ago, I formed a resident advisory council that meets quarterly with me. I have learned more from them about compassion and dignity than I could ever convey. They've shown me that you can achieve your goals and dreams with a little help and support, just as all of us have had in our lives. It has been a true privilege for me to get to know so many Jericho clients. They have helped me grow as a leader, a mother, and a person. Second, I also draw inspiration from my colleagues. You heard from many of them today. Jericho's amazing staff help ensure that our clients are not defined by their diagnoses or disorders, but by their humanity. It all starts with handing an individual or family the keys to their own home, affordable and safe. And then we work together to address their needs and goals, always guided by what they know is best for themselves and their families. Ironically, over the past year, I have felt even more connected to my colleagues. I witnessed Jericho staff come together in unprecedented ways to continue to provide the highest level of services. I saw our essential staff show up every day to ensure our buildings were clean and secure. They demonstrated courage, despite many of them struggling with the pandemic themselves. And then last summer, in the aftermath of the George Floyd murder, my colleagues showed their vulnerability, their strength, and their incredible voices by again coming together to support each other and having difficult but necessary conversations. I am so fortunate to work alongside them. And finally, I've drawn inspiration over the past 25 years from all of you, our supporters, including our outstanding board of directors. Your belief in my leadership has been so validating. Jericho's success is directly tied to the support we get from our donors. Over the past year in particular, and for this event tonight, we've seen an outpouring of support. Many thanks to all of you for believing in our work while also navigating your own families through this pandemic. So 25 years is a long time. I sometimes can't believe how quickly the time went by. But every year at Jericho, especially this past year, has had such a profound effect on me, and I really can't imagine doing anything else. I'm incredibly proud of the work I've done here at Jericho. And not many of us get to have a career that we love and can feel good about. So thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your lives, and thank you all so much for being here together tonight.
Thank you, Tori. Thanks for your poignant words and for your leadership. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of the entire board in thanking Tori and all of Jericho's phenomenal staff. Everyone from the caseworkers to the cleaning crew to the senior staff have demonstrated heroic efforts and have done so with compassion and heart. You are all essential to Jericho's success. And to all those who have joined us tonight, please stand with us at this moment to honor this team, our work, and Jericho's profound impact on a better life for New Yorkers. I'm excited and grateful to announce that we have reached our target goal of $200,000 tonight. So thanks to everyone who already has given tonight. And for those of you who have not yet given, we do have a stretch goal of $250,000, which we would love to reach. So if you have not yet given, please consider doing so that we can continue providing these life-changing services to more New Yorkers in need. We're truly thankful for all your support. So thanks so much. And now I'd like to turn it back over to Natalie, who will close out the evening.
Congratulations, Tori. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thank you to all who contributed to help Jericho Project continue to thrive.